Have you ever found yourself humming the same tune for hours, unable to shake it? These persistent musical loops, called earworms, are a fascinating window into how your brain processes sound, memory, and emotion. This show is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team as part of the Music Studies program. Welcome to the Neuroscience of Earworms. In this video, we'll dive deep into the cognitive science behind why certain melodies hijack your mental playlist. We begin with Chapter 1, your brain's pattern-seeking nature. The foundation of every earworm lies in your brain's fundamental drive to identify, predict, and complete patterns. This is a core feature that helped our ancestors survive. At its core, an earworm is your brain finding patterns and predicting what comes next. Simple, repeating musical phrases are powerful because they are easy for your brain to anticipate and reproduce. Your auditory cortex is like your brain's loop machine. It detects repeating patterns and replays them automatically, especially when your mind is idle. Each repetition strengthens the neural pathway, making the melody increasingly sticky. Repetition transforms a simple melody into a persistent mental loop by engaging multiple brain regions: the auditory cortex, the hippocampus for memory, and the motor cortex for humming along. Essentially, your brain is trying to complete a pattern it thinks is important. Chapter 2 explores the Goldilocks zone of musical complexity. The most persistent songs occupy a precise sweet spot, neither too simple nor too complex. The most effective earworms blend novelty with familiarity. They often use small melodic intervals and rhythmic repetition, keeping your brain engaged without overwhelming it. Musical stickiness comes from simple intervals, rhythmic repetition, a blend of familiar and novel elements, and a moderate tempo. When your brain successfully predicts a melody, it releases dopamine, reinforcing the pattern. Earworms hack this reward system by being just predictable enough to trigger pleasure. Chapter 3 covers the power of emotional peaks. Music is deeply emotional, and the songs that stick with us longest are those that triggered strong feelings. Emotion is the glue that makes melodies unforgettable. Emotionally charged experiences activate the amygdala, the brain's emotional processing center. This signals that the song is important and should be prioritized for long-term memory storage. An emotional event triggers amygdala activation, leading to enhanced memory consolidation. This results in persistent replay of the emotionally tagged melody. Key neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine are involved. This neurochemical cocktail makes music personally significant, intertwining songs with our life stories. Remember, emotion is the glue that makes melodies unforgettable. Chapter 4 examines the unfinished business of your mind. Earworms often involve musical phrases that feel incomplete, as your brain hates loose ends and tries to complete patterns. This is the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains remember incomplete tasks better than completed ones. Unresolved musical tension acts like an incomplete task, compelling your brain to replay the melody. An unresolved pattern triggers neural flagging, leading to automatic replay as the brain tries to complete the pattern. The loop persists without true resolution. This cognitive tendency toward completion is adaptive, originally ensuring survival tasks were finished. Now it causes us to loop pop songs because mentally replaying them doesn't provide the resolution our brain craves. Chapter 5 focuses on the linguistic dimension of earworms. Lyrics with strong phonetic patterns exploit your language processing systems just like catchy melodies exploit the auditory cortex. Lyrics that employ alliteration, internal rhyme, and rhythmic syllable patterns are easier to encode and recall. Short, punchy, repetitive phrases function like linguistic Velcro, keeping hooks active in your working memory. Phonetic features that enhance recall include alliteration, internal rhyme, rhythmic syllables, and repetitive choruses. Your language processing systems are also pattern-hungry. When lyrics follow predictable phonetic patterns, the language centers can easily anticipate and reproduce them, creating a strong, multisensory memory trace. Chapter 6 discusses the sneaky power of passive listening. You don't need to pay attention for a song to become an earworm. Passive exposure can be highly effective. When you actively listen, your conscious mind evaluates the music. But passive exposure, like background music, bypasses your conscious filters, allowing the melody to slip into your auditory memory without resistance. Background music bypasses conscious filtering and is effortlessly encoded. This reduces competition, and hours later, the passively encoded melody surfaces as an earworm. In short, passive listening is a sneaky earworm factory. Chapter 7 explores music as emotional regulation. Earworms often serve a purpose, as your brain uses musical loops to regulate mood and maintain optimal mental states. The songs stuck in your head often match your current emotional state. This is your brain using music to stabilize or modulate your mood, functioning as an automatic emotional soundtrack. Musical mood regulation includes energy boosts from upbeat earworms, stress reduction from slower melodies, and emotional processing when songs from significant periods resurface. Chapter 8 addresses individual differences in earworm susceptibility. Your personality, musical training, and cognitive style all influence how often and intensely you experience earworms. People high in openness to experience and neuroticism report more frequent earworms. Musicians and those with strong auditory imagery are also highly prone to persistent musical loops. About 90% of people experience an earworm weekly. Musicians experience roughly twice as many, and individuals with high openness report 60% more frequent loops. The earworm recipe includes repetition, simple melody, an unexpected twist, a strong rhythm, emotional resonance, and a punchy chorus. These elements work together to hijack your brain's prediction system,